Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is Venus Baby Tarot, and I am here to give you your career and finance message because it is Thursday and that is Jupiter Day. So we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what Spirit has for you in terms of career and finance. This is a timeless reading. So just so you know, like whenever you see this, this is when it is meant for you. I did not mean to get so many of these, but all right. So I'm going to get the cards out on the table and then we'll go over them, okay? So let's get your Maruka X career cards. Messages for Taurus, please, for career and finances. All right. Interesting. The writer actually came out for one of my Taurus clients yesterday. And that is basically like, you know, your words have power. Okay. And so I feel like it's going to be really important for you to recognize that, like how you speak about your finances, how you speak about your career, how you tell your story, the story that you tell yourself, the story that you tell other people regarding your life. Like this is going to be really important, like regarding your finances. Okay. And let's see here. We're going to get you one of these lucky symbols. Oh, look at that. You have the money frog. Interesting. Okay, so we'll talk about that in just a second. Oh, and look, you have the lucky number 7 on the bottom of the deck with 888 underneath that. So 7 and 8 could be important. Let's get some tea leaves. And we're going to grab these. And I guess those two want to come out as well. Okay, so now that I'm getting myself together, oh my gosh, look at this. You're going to get that bread, Taurus. Wow, this is amazing. Oh, I love this so much. New home, see, new attitude. I feel like it's a new attitude, new outlook upon life that you are coming into right now. Remember, we are coming up on the eclipse, the full moon eclipse in Taurus, and it's going to be, I guess, Saturday. I think it's Saturday. So, you know, this is going to be closing out a chapter in your life. And it's a chapter that was meant to help you move into a more destined path. You know, I'm seeing that a lot for Taurus. I'm seeing a lot of like moving into destiny, moving into your life purpose, things like that. So, I mean, whenever we do that, like whenever we are moving into a more destined path, we are also releasing, right? We are shedding the things that are not supposed to go with us. So there can be some discomfort that you're experiencing in your life right now, but you are sort of being protected from the path that you are closing out. So just know that, okay? So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and save that other deck for the end of the reading. So look at this. You have butterfly here. It says a change for the better. You also are going to be, I feel like, getting compliments. It says compliments from an admirer. But since this is a career reading, we're looking at it more in terms of compliments that you're receiving from people in the workspace or from clients. Or it could just be like, I'm just getting the sense that it could be somebody who is like really inspired by the way that you manage your money, by the way that you save your money, by like just they're just really inspired by you, okay? And I feel like you are going to have like a payoff from all the work that you've done. Somebody recently asked me to broaden to retirees. So, I mean, with this bread right here, this could be part of like a pension that you're receiving or your 401k, like that you're receiving as a result of the hard work and effort that you've put into a company, okay? Now, additionally, you have this fox here. It does say shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So, I mean, I'm just kind of getting the sense that like you're supposed to kind of just be putting your head down right now and just focusing on what's in front of you, focusing on, you know, your money or your career. your business, that kind of thing. And not really, I feel like, putting too much attention to distractions in your life. But this also says think of the greater good than oneself to achieve a better outcome. So it could be that you're just needing to be sort of like, I don't know, I guess just kind of cordial regarding people. Like if you work in an office setting, like just not getting too involved in like what's going on with, what they're doing in their job, or like just getting too involved in like office politics and office drama, stuff like that. Like you're just not supposed to like give too much of your attention to that, because I feel like you're supposed to just be focusing on how to manage your own energy in a career setting and making sure that you're channeling your energy to the right place, okay? Now, I need a little bit of a refresher on the runes, I have to be honest. So I went ahead and I got the book. Yeah, okay. Okay, so in terms of the runes here, I had to look at the book really fast because I'm still working on memorizing what each of the runes mean. But basically what I'm getting here is that you actually have success that's in the cards for you right now. But I feel like we were talking about, like you're needing to like really pay attention to people who are distracting you, or how you are giving too much to certain scenarios, to certain individuals, certain perspectives, even just ways of thinking. Like you're needing to really focus on what is fulfilling you, what is meeting your needs right now, and how you need to meet your own needs. Like I'm definitely getting like that there's a sort of balance that's needed for you. But additionally, like we were talking about before, I feel like this change for the better, this butterfly, this is like kind of telling you that you are going to be releasing cycles regarding individuals that just aren't meeting your needs, or a career that isn't meeting your needs, or a way of receiving money that just isn't meeting your needs. There is a huge transition at play here for you. And that doesn't mean that you're all gonna just like up and leave a job. For some of you, it really is just you're gonna start considering your other options. But additionally, the thing about tarot is that this is the energy here, and you still have to take action on it, right? It's like tarot readers, like we show you what the energy is, and then you can make the decision to take the action. If you're waiting on life to happen to you, then you might miss some things along the way. So I feel like there's a huge transformation here for you, but I'm getting the sense that you're gonna have to keep your eyes open and see the opportunities available to you, because you have time to act right here. And I feel like if you're in a career right now that just isn't meeting your financial needs, and you feel like you're just giving and giving and giving to it, I feel like there is another opportunity for you, but you have to open your eyes and be willing to take it on, And I feel like that's why this shrewdness, resourcefulness, energy is here, because it's like you're kind of needing to pull your energy back from anything that is not fulfilling you. And that can mean looking for another opportunity that, might require some effort and some work from you, but it is going to bring you into more prosperity and abundance. Okay. So, with this traveling card right here, it's called Ride Through, I think. They're traveling, you could be traveling for work, or you're actually going to be physically moving to a different, position, a different place, a different office, etc. Right? So it's really interesting because I just saw manage your time better, delegate your task better. But I feel like it's also managing your energy better. So with this new home, new attitude card underneath the entertainer, I feel like this is, like we were talking about, it's a new start in your life. For some of you, it could be that you want to, enter the entertainment industry, whether or not it's acting, singing, dancing, etc. Or if you're just like wanting to start a social media account and put yourself out there, whether it's like comedy or tarot readings or, starting a YouTube channel. But I feel like basically with that energy, a big portion of this has to do with your story. It has to do with what makes you you, what makes you special. And you're going to be getting the admiration if that is something that you're wanting to do. If that is not something that you're wanting to do, it's more about putting yourself out there and being willing to try something different. Maybe you're just not feeling fulfilled at your current job and you don't necessarily want to change careers, but you're just needing to start, putting your feelers out for other places of work doing the same type of job, right? And I get the sense that you will be successful based off of this card and on top of time to act. So, I feel like they're also just telling you, like, don't be afraid to enter a new world, okay? Don't be afraid to be the butterfly. Don't be afraid to take flight. Don't be afraid to take a risk, right? Another commenter had mentioned, like, Taurus will take risk, but they want to know what it is. Yes, a calculated risk is something that I feel like is important for Taurus. It's like it has to sort of make sense. Like it has to. You have to be able to really kind of say, I guess, weigh out the pros and cons and like, is this really a good decision or am I being impulsive, right? And I feel like that's why you're needing to put your feelers out there, like start talking to people, start, networking, getting to know other individuals in your career setting or in a career that you were interested in, and, just talking to them about your background and like where you're wanting to go and like how you're wanting to expand this, right? Like if you are wanting to enter the entertainment industry, like I said, whether or not it's social media or actually the entertainment industry, it could be important that you talk to people about your story. Additionally, this could be about wanting to write your story, wanting to write a book, or a blog, something of that nature, right? And I'm also getting another energy here that for some of you, it's like you're going to take a risk in terms of like deciding to just move to a completely different place and start your life from the ground up and rewrite the entire narrative of your life. Like it's just a complete fresh start for you, honestly. So let's see here. What does this money frog say? The money frog says it brings good luck to the home. Let's see. The money frog symbolizes wealth and prosperity. It is said to appear near homes or businesses that are about to receive positive news. So you could be seeing frogs, or maybe you have a money frog, but either way, this is a lucky symbol for you. So if you see a money frog somewhere, that could be a sign that this is the direction that you're supposed to go in. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your tarot messages and see if we can go a little bit deeper with this. Tarot for career and finance for Taurus, please. Oh my gosh. This is that the Six of Wands is on the bottom of the deck. Wow. Wow. I love. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy for you. Oh. So it says, I was just looking, it says you could be drawn to careers in theater, dancing, music, or any type of entertainment. Is there a talent you could turn into money? Time to think outside the box. See, that's what I'm saying. And for some of you, this could be like a side hustle, right? Wanting to start something new, really just take action on a talent that you've had. If you're retired, like this could be a talent that something that you've wanted to do your whole life, and it's just a passion project, right? I mean, you're retired, you're not necessarily wanting to go back to work, but you're just wanting to do something that, makes you feel fulfilled and happy and excited about life, right? And maybe make a little money on the side, because who doesn't love that, right? So you have the 10 of Cups and you have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm getting the sense that the 8 of Pentacles in reverse with the Hanged Man right here is like things have just been delayed. Things are taking, like, money is just, or like things in your career or finances, like it's just taking its sweet time, or you just feel like the days are just lagging on. Like I said, if you work in the office, like days are just lagging on, and I feel like, you're just kind of getting to a point where it's like you're safeguarding your energy so much that you're wondering, like, is this even the right place for me, right? And I feel like that is a message for you. Like the universe is trying to give you a sign that it might be time to act and really put yourself out there and see if there are other opportunities available to you, which I do see with this new home, new attitude right here, which, like I said, because we're thinking of like career, I'm seeing that more as like a new opportunity. But like I was saying before, some of you actually are going to be moving homes and starting over from the ground up, like looking for a new job and just like recreating your life from the ground up, because you have this a change for the better, right? But I feel like ultimately you have 10 of Cups as your first card out. Like you have 10 of Cups on your mind. You have amazing opportunities that are trying to enter your life, and I feel like you're ready to chase your dream. Yes, you're ready to chase your dream. I'm kind of getting the sense for you, Taurus, that there has been a period in your life where you felt like you've had to put your dreams on the back burner because of whatever. It could be children, it could be family, it could be partners that you've had, it could be, just responsibilities that you've had to deal with, and you've just kind of had to put your head down and just focus on that, And I feel like now you're kind of getting to this place where you're like, no, my dreams matter. My dreams matter, and I'm ready to go after my dreams. And who cares if like people aren't on board with it, right? Because I feel like I said, it's like there could be people who are trying to block this for you, or people around you who just don't believe in this or believe in you, and like, they're trying to project their own belief system onto you. And, this is your life. You have to be the one that's going to write your own story in life, because it's your life. You don't want to be at the end of your life and go, wow, I totally let the narratives of other people run my entire life, and now I'm sitting here wishing that I would have done these things that I've always wanted to do. I mean, this is definitely a time for you, Taurus, to get out that bucket list. That's what I'm seeing. Get out that bucket list, because I actually feel like you have a story, or you have a skill that is waiting to be recognized, and there are people that are going to recognize it with that compliments from an admirer. So you also got the 4 of Swords and the 7 of Wands. And kind of what I'm getting, Knight of Swords in reverse. This is interesting. I feel like this energy for you, Taurus, it has a lot to do with like your mentality. The Ace of Cups in reverse with the 10 of Cups in reverse, or 10 of Pentacles in reverse on the bottom of the deck. I got to be really honest with you. I feel like all this energy is serving as a blockage. Because I feel like okay, I know what I feel. I feel like ultimately you know what you want. I feel like ultimately you know what direction you're supposed to go in. But I feel that you feel a sense of responsibility to something in your life. And because you feel that sense of responsibility, you keep feeling like, okay, well, maybe next year I'll do this thing, right? And for you, I feel like there's no time to wait. All you have to do is get started. That does not mean, with this 8 of Pentacles in reverse, that does not mean that you have to like completely quit your job and just start, just like, say if you want to be an artist, right? Completely quit your job and just put your everything into creating and selling art, and you take a huge pay cut. That's not what that means. That means more like just get started, just do a little bit at a time. Just do like a little, like one piece at a time, put your feelers out, see what happens, that kind of thing. Because I'm definitely getting a lot of passion for you, like really wanting to do what aligns with you and your personal truth, like we were talking about with your story. Because I feel like there is a blockage within you. And I'm also getting a sense that part of the blockage for you is the fact that you have been, and I do see healing energy, but I feel like you have been healing from people in your life who didn't believe in you, And we've been talking about that. We've been talking about in the recent readings, like Taurus, like sort of wanting to prove something to those past individuals that didn't believe in Taurus. And I feel like that's why the 7 of Wands is here, because I feel like this is like something that you are healing, but at the same time, like you still feel like people would be against you. And so, but what the beautiful thing about the 7 of Wands is that the person standing up in the 7 of Wands is standing in their truth. And because the fact with this specific 7 of Wands, the wands are like falling down. The crows are like trying to pull it up, right? And there's this feather right here. I'm kind of getting the sense that this is saying that this crow at the top is winning. And that's why you're needing to be sort of shrewd and resourceful with this fox energy. Like you're kind of needing to play your cards right, because of the fact that like it's gonna require you to really put up your energetic blockers against anybody who doesn't agree with this path for you. And it also includes putting up an energetic blocker to the story that you have in your mind regarding past individuals who've had crap to say about this path for you, okay? Because I feel like basically what this is saying is that like people who are not living your life. Okay, how do I put this? Everybody always has something to say. This is what I've learned in my life. Like everybody always has something to say. It doesn't matter what I have done in my life. Like it doesn't matter if I worked, an 8-to-5 day job. It doesn't matter if I was in college. It doesn't matter if I, go against the grain and run a tarot and Reiki business, like an astrology business. Like it doesn't matter what I've done in my life. People always have an opinion about what I do. Like, it's like people always feel like they have a right to tell you what they think you should do with your life. Right? And I'm getting the sense that that's why this energy is right here, this shrewdness, because I feel like you have to basically say like, mentally say to yourself, what the hell makes these people think they have a right to say anything? And you're going to block those thoughts. That's why the Knight of Swords is in reverse. But I feel like because the Ace of Cups is in reverse, I feel like if you do not get really freaking good at blocking that, then you block your own blessing. Ace of Cups in reverse. Because you have a period of prosperity and abundance that's trying to come into you. But there's a lot of self-work that is being done right here for you, Taurus. And that's what I see. Like there's a lot of filtering out the narratives, filtering out the story that you tell yourself regarding career, finances, your life purpose, like really filtering out what is theirs and what is mine. What is my story that I am writing for myself? Because ultimately, you guys, we are co-creating with the universe. Like we are creating our own life. That means that we have to be very specific about the narrative. What are you creating? For me, it is running a tarot, Reiki, astrology, and sound healing business. That is my narrative. And it took a lot of deconstructing my conditioning to be okay with doing something that was so just out of the ordinary in terms of my family, right? And my upbringing. Like some people's families are totally okay with this type of business. My family, however, they don't understand it, and they just don't understand it. They really don't. You know, like all my cousins and everybody, like they all have very regular jobs and stuff like that, and I'm just the oddball. And you know what I mean? And I had to do a lot of deconstructing to be okay with my own story, to be okay with creating my own life based off of my own narrative. If you've never read the 4 Agreements, I totally recommend reading the 4 Agreements. Like, absolutely. Like, that book changed my life 16 years ago when I first read it. Like, that book taught me how to deconstruct the narrative. If you haven't read it, read it. But anyway, love that book. So anyway, with this Ace of Cups in reverse, I'm really concerned about that Ace of Cups in reverse. I really am. Because I feel like this is sort of a warning. It's like, you have got to stand up for yourself. You have got to say, this is my path. And if you don't like it, well, that's your life. You go live your own freaking life. But let me live mine. You know, and if you don't do that, you could block your own blessing. And I don't want to see you block your own blessing, because I feel like you have a lot of cards of blessings here. But it's like you have to be willing to move past whatever narrative has been fed to you, probably since you were born, right? Like, this is going to be the time for you to make this major transformation in your life in terms of your career and finances. I feel like in terms of your life in general. Because I honestly, like we've talked about, like the past 2 years with Taurus being in the North Node, Uranus being in Taurus, like that's all energy for, we had the conjunction last year with, what was it, like the North Node, Uranus, Mars, like that is all energy in Taurus, of Taurus is transforming, and Taurus was transforming at a very uncomfortable rate. Okay. And so, and Taurus was maturing as well. Taurus was outgrowing the old Taurus. And because of that, it's been uncomfortable, and you're shedding, and you're needing to shed some more, and you're completely deconstructing and rebuilding yourself. And it is going to feel foreign. It's going to feel totally unusual and abnormal to you, and maybe a little freaking scary. But like, it's where you're supposed to be going. You are traveling this airplane. You are traveling, as in you're completely shifting into a new version of yourself. What do they call it? You're quantum leaping. You're quantum leaping into an alternate version of yourself, an alternate dimension. No, I don't know if it's a whole I mean, it could be. I guess it could be. You know, we have parallel universes, right? And so you could be quantum leaping into a whole different person that is absolutely just a different Taurus. And it's the Taurus that I feel like you've always wanted to be. And it is a change for the better. And I feel like it is going to bring you some peace of mind, because your perspective is completely shifting. And like, when you realize that, like what I get from this is like what I always tell people is like, you know, when it's right for you, when you feel it right here in your chest, and you feel peace, you know, like just, it's kind of like when you know, okay. So if any of you have ever left like a relationship where you like, man, you fought so hard to like, you know, fix this relationship, and you know, you put your all into it, right? And then you have that moment, right? And I feel like if you know what I'm talking about, you know that moment. You know that moment when it's time to go. You just know. You know it in your soul, right? And I'm literally hearing, you know when it's time to go by Taylor Swift in my head. I'm obviously a Swiftie, okay? But anyway, but you feel it. You just know, right? And you feel at peace with it. And you know that you're about to face uncertainty, and you're about to face some major changes in your life. And you know that it may be uncomfortable, but you know that you're going to be okay, because you know it's freaking time to go, right? It's that feeling. It's that feeling. That's when you know that you are following your heart. That's when you know what is good for you and your soul. That's when you know when you're on your life path or your life purpose, is when you have that feeling. And that's what's happening with these two cards. That is what's happening, because I feel like you're simply not willing to put in the effort anymore to something that is not fulfilling you. And that's okay. And that doesn't mean that you're just gonna like storm out of the office, I quit, and like throw the printer on the ground. No, it's not quite like that. No, I feel like it's a smoother transition. It's in a smoother transition in the sense that you're gonna be like, no, I'm just worth more than this. You know, I know that not only that you deserve more than this, but that you can have more than this. You can have it, right? And I feel like you're ready to travel to great heights to get this, you know, to move, to elevate to great heights to get this, because you see it so much more clear now. And you're just ready, right? Some of you may just decide to just storm out of the office and I quit. Like, I don't need this. Like, you know, maybe don't throw the printer on the ground. Like, I'm literally getting like the office, office space. And they like take the printer out into the field and they're like beating it up and kicking it and just completely like obliterating the printer. Like, some of you could, I guess, do that, but that was such a funny movie. But I mean, I feel like you don't want to make the work harder for yourself. Do it if you have to do it for your mental health. Yes. But you also don't want to make things harder on yourself, because you're already going through a transition in your life and things are going to be a little uncomfortable in this transition. But I feel like it's moving you towards this money frog and this period of prosperity. And the only thing that's going to block you from this potentially is yourself. Truly. It's the narrative that you tell yourself. And these two cards have to get switched upright with this Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And honestly, like, I don't normally have reversals in the deck. If they fly out and flip in reverse, I take them. But for some reason, this deck had reversals in it. And I feel like that was part of the message. And the Wheel of Fortune, when these first came out, the Wheel of Fortune was in reverse on the bottom of the deck. And that tells me that, Taurus, you may be resistant to this change. Like, because you still want to hang on to what you've worked so hard for. And sometimes we're just not meant to. Sometimes we're meant to seriously just accept that something isn't working anymore. You know, like a relationship that we just need to leave. And just accept it and decide it's time to go. I don't know what's in front of me, but I know it's time to go. Right? And I am getting this for you. I am getting that essentially you are going to be looking elsewhere. For some of you, you are completely shifting careers altogether. Others of you, you're just changing jobs. Others of you, you are going to be moving to a new place and starting over from the ground up. And then there are a few of you that I am seeing that are just going to be doing something that's like on the side, like something that you're doing because you love to do it, and you may also create a little income. Like, you know, like say for instance, you decide you want to join a theater class and, you know, you're doing plays just because, I don't know, it feels right to you, right? You know, some of you are going to be doing that. But ultimately, I feel like the direction that you're going looks very successful. It really does. But I feel like because, look at this, the Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck with the World card in reverse, the Judgment card in reverse, like the only thing that's going to block you, is this deck upside down? Hold on a second. Okay, so the deck is upside down and I see a few reversals, but it's still a message. It's still a message. What the heck just happened to the cards? Where did it? Oh my goodness, that was so weird. Oh, there. How did these cards get on top? That's That's really strange, but it's all part of the message, and I'm going to tell you why. Goodness. Because I ended up cutting to the death card, which is what? Transformation. The only thing that's going to stop you is if you resist this transformation. And you're going to block your own blessings, period. You have to be willing to close out a chapter in your life and rise above it. Okay? You have to be willing to stop fighting to make something work or to make something fit that is not fitting anymore. It's not working anymore. It's time to put your whole self all the way into what you're trying to create in your life. And some of you, you may need to continue to hang on to your job just for financial security while you're creating something new. Fine. You do what you need to do. We all have bills to pay. I'm not one of those spiritualists that's just like so freaking flighty and all up in the, the upper chakras that I have completely forgotten that we still have bills to pay. Like, I'm not one of those. Okay. You need to have your feet firmly planted on the ground and you can have your head in the clouds. And that's how you manage it, right? But either way, you're going to have to learn how to trust with that full card. It's like you're going to have to be willing to just take that step. The full card keeps coming out for Taurus. It's time to take the step. And what happens when the fool falls off the cliff? Who knows? Who knows? But the thing about it is that that's where all the lessons are. That's where all the power is. That's where all the opportunities are, is in the fool. That's where all the possibilities are. And it's like, it's all born from the fool. And we don't know what's going to be on the other side of the fool if we're not willing to be the fool. I have always told everybody the fool is one of my favorite cards in the deck because I feel like we all have so much to learn from the fool. Every single one of us. Because it's like whenever you look at a child and they just have so much wonder and excitement, before they've been completely damaged by life. And just the things that they're willing to try and how fearless they can be. I remember whenever my daughter, she was finally big enough to ride on the big slide. And I was terrified. I was utterly terrified as her mother. I was like, I don't know. She wanted to go by herself. And I remember just being so scared, like I'm just, I'm pacing, my heart is racing, like I am so scared to let her go down this big water slide, okay? And it wasn't like one of those huge ones at like a water park. No, it was like an indoor park, but it was still a big slide. And she was just so fearless. She was like, no, I've got this. I'm going to go. And I'm just like, I let her hand go and I let her go. And I watched her just determined walk up those steps. And she was just like, I'm going to do this. And when she was coming down that slide, I don't think I've ever seen her smile and laugh so big. She was so proud of herself. She had so much fun. She was willing to be the fool and face the uncertainty. And that day, I'm telling you, that day taught me so much about life. Because kids can do that. They can teach us a lot about life because we forget the older we get. We forget what it's like to be truly fearless. And it's really funny because today I was at the store and I saw a woman turned around and she was wearing a fearless sweatshirt. And of course, in my mind, I'm telling you, these things are always part of the reading. In my mind, I start singing Fearless by Taylor Swift, of course. But that's all part of the message. It's like, what's it going to take for you to be a little more fearless? Or what's it going to take for you to be fearless? Wow, I don't know. This reading, I'm telling you, lately, I feel like the readings have just been blowing me out of the water. Like, absolutely. Like, what's it going to take for you to be the Page of Wands? The Page of Wands is just fun, joy, excitement, right? It's like, taking those little risks. Putting your feelers out, seeing what happens. Okay, so let's get your closing oracle message. Taurus, If you are looking for a personal session, the link to my scheduler is down below. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you like my content. All right, closing oracle message for Taurus. You have mystery, reading between the lines, and intuition. Seriously, I love that. Look, artistic. So if you have an artistic idea, it's time to take action on it and be the fool. Just see what happens, right? And then you have strength, courage, and bravery. It's time to be brave, Taurus. And it's so interesting because you see 8, 18, 11. Interesting. 81, 81, and then another 1. But either way, I'm seeing like 888, which came out earlier at the look, see? $888. 1111. These can be important numbers for you, important energies for you, important dates for you, like the Lionsgate portal. Lionsgate portal. The 1111 portal, if you do things on those dates. Let's look at this. 3 8s is believed to represent Jesus in Christian numerology and is associated with divine power. In China, the number 8 is incredibly auspicious. So 888 strengthens it even further. It is also associated with international labor movement, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of rest, and 8 hours for workers who do whatever they want. That's an interesting take on 888. That last part. So it's like, for those of you that are going to continue doing your day job, the 8 hours to do whatever you want. What are you going to do in those 8 hours? And what are you going to do in those 8 hours that's going to feed your soul? Because you're not getting the feeding right now. I feel like you're not. I feel like there's like a piece that's been missing for you. And for some of you, it's art. Like you're needing to create some art. You're needing to do something that really puts you in that flow state, right? You're needing to trust your intuition. Remember that feeling that you get when you just know, like in your soul. That's the feeling you're looking for right now, Taurus. You know, people always ask me, how do you know the difference between your intuition and your fears? And I'll tell them, you'll feel your fears tight. You'll feel, oh my gosh, I'm just like stumbling over my words. You'll feel tightness behind your ears, at the top of the base of your neck here, or the top of your shoulders, and maybe even the top of your head, or you get that ring of stress headache around your head. Like, that's when you know it's coming from your fears, because you're overthinking it to death. Like, you're just overthinking it. But your intuition is just a knowing, and it's peaceful because you're in alignment with spirit, the divine, God, whatever you want to call it, the universe. Like, you're in alignment with it, and it feels like being home. Honestly, it's just serene, and that's the feeling that you're looking for. What brings you that feeling, Taurus? And that's what I feel like you're needing to reflect on. Do some writing, do some journaling. I love to journal. And see, you got to write it down. You got to really look at what brings you that feeling and create your narrative, the story that you tell about your life from that space. I just noticed this teddy bear in the corner. It's like the feeling that you get when you were like holding your favorite teddy bear whenever you were a child. Like, you want that kind of feeling. Interesting. I also want to tell you one more thing before I hop off. So whenever I was starting the reading, I noticed that there was a cat whisker on my desk. And so I feel like the universe also wants you to make a wish. Because if I remember correctly, cat whiskers are lucky. So that's what I have for you. Love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.